So this, I thought, this is the most important project to do, this ED202, because it shows you the fundamental process of using a debugger to find the flaw and exploiting it, and you have a lot of variations here, which I highly recommend doing. So the first one, you just do the one I showed you with the program that you created and find a flag. That's the first couple of flags for that one. But then there are a bunch that use my remote server, which I was very happy with. So here you make a 64-bit version of it and then exploit that. And you'll see 64-bit is very much the same, except the registers are 64 bits long now, so the numbers are all bigger, but the same process goes through the same way. And then you can start exploiting my remote servers. This is something I was very pleased to figure out while I was on like a 16-hour flight to DEF CON China. I found out you can make GDB scripts on my server. You can run debugger on my script. So here, we have a string processor. You can put in a string like AAAA, and you can debug it, and it'll give you the debugging concept. So here's the source code on my server. There's flags to hit here, and I've redacted them in the source code. You want to execute, and then here's all the information you need to exploit it. So the first flag you get by just having the 30th character be a binary 7, and the characters are up here. So you can feed characters here. Here's AAAA, and you'll see it, the stack is down here. There's the AAAA. And so if you can feed more here, I can put, say, BBBB. And if I do that, you'll find that down here on the stack. Here's A's, there's B's, C's, and D's, 43 and 44. Now, you can feed arbitrary binary code into a URL with the percent sign. I can put here %01, %02, 03, 4. And now it goes in that with those binary values. So I have 44 that I have 01, 02, 03, 04. So that's, if you can figure out how to put a 7 in the 30th character, and when you do that, you'll find the first flag. And to get the second flag, you're going to have to find the stored return pointer and figure out how to change it, and change it so you run the win function, just like I did. And there's a 32-bit version of it and a 64-bit version. And the way to do it is to just save this in a text editor. This is how I highly recommend doing these puzzles. Don't waste your time writing a script or anything. You just use the URL, and you just change it right here. And by the way, when you're doing SQL injection or any of these things where you have I always save this and make a copy of it to work on the next one. I always save anything that works, because very often you make a mistake and it quits working. You say, boy, I wish I could go back to the one that used to work. So I always keep a whole line of these. The first one, the next one, the third one, because you're changing it, and often you break it. So anyway, there is a string you can type in that looks kind of like this that will give you the flags. And it helps you understand how memory is used in binary. This is the heart of the lesson. That's what I said. Most important projects in this entire day are this one and the Windows one here. These are the ones where you do a basic buffer overflow on the fundamental systems. Here you learn the fundamental way of doing a buffer overflow on Linux, and here you learn how to do it on Windows. We'll do that later. And all the rest are minor variations of that. This is the famous attack, and all the other attacks are just a few tricks added to a buffer overflow. So try some of that, and I'll stop this video and let people work for a while.